Hello again, and we're going to continue talking about the physical aspects of books. The last video talked about how you can classify books into different types, about hardbacks and the other type, which was, did you find out the word? And we looked at something that was missing from this particular hardback book, something that some hard books have on to protect them. Did you find out the word? Anyway, we were stressing the fact that books are physical objects, that they make a sound, that you can smell them, maybe even taste them, who knows. And what we're going to look at now is the physical structure of books, both inside and outside. So let's start on the outside. You know the expression, you should never judge a book by its cover. Sometimes the cover of a book says a lot, sometimes it doesn't say very much. So let's have a look. Let's take our hardback as an example again. And what we have here is the front cover. Yes, it is, because look, if you open it you can see, right? So, and you have the opposite side, which is the, you know the word, look it up. You could look it up in a dictionary, for example. So we have front cover and find the word for the opposite side. Okay, maybe it's easier to see with this particular book. You have the front cover and the, find the word, okay? And here you have what is known as the, well, I'll give you a clue. It's part of the body and runs down from your skull or your head to your legs. It's a piece of bone, very long piece of bone. Okay, and this is what it is. So can you find the word? Right, that's the outside. So basically just three parts I've mentioned. Front cover, and Now let's look at the internal structure of the book. And well, let's take this book here, okay? Book I've never read. So you have the front cover, and we go inside. We have what is known as the fly leaf here, which repeats the title. And now onto, well, here you have when it was published and where, and the name of the publishing house or the publisher. And here we have contents. But do you know the full word for this page, which makes a list of the contents? Can you find it? Right. Now, more contents here. Right. Such a lightweight book. And here you have the acknowledgements, the page where you thank the people who gave you advice or information. Then some books have an introduction, and very often we can find quotations within the book. We are born naked, wet and hungry, then things get worse, says the Chinese proverb. And obviously then you move on to the book itself, and each chapter, there are different chapters. So for example, here in this book, the first chapter is called Nagging, and it contains an illustration. I think this is rather sexist. Nagging is, you know, when somebody is always complaining, and it implies that women do it, so it's a rather sexist book, yeah. And so you have an illustration at the beginning of the chapter. Then the chapter, let's see, is divided up into different sections. and with headings sometimes, which help the reader to find his way around. Especially in this kind of book, the sections, the different parts are very clear. It makes very easy reading, so to speak. If we flick through to the very end, we will find references, references to the books the author used to write his book. Okay, and sometimes you also have an index, but I'm afraid this book has no index. So let's try to find a book that has an index. Yes, I know one over here. I forgot this one here. Here's a nice one. A book I often use. Yes, I'm not a native Catalan speaker, so I'm not so sure about my verbs, and I find this book rather useful because it has a list of all the verbs in Catalan. And the thing is that at the very back it has an index. So if I'm doubting about a verb, for example here you have the verb pugnar, and it tells me to go to page 8. So I go to page 8 and I find that I have a model declension. The verb is mirar, and that way I can work out how to decline the verb pugnar. So what we have here at the back is an index, okay, which helps us to find the information we want. Okay, and here sometimes in some books you have what is known as the key, which is the answers to whatever questions or exercises were set in the book. Right, so I think that's about it. So there you go. It's locked. Fuck. How do you unlock the fucker? There.